So this chapter on salvation, what are a few things that you should look for here? I think just a basic and broad definition is salvation is a doctrine that attempts to really come to terms with significance of the Christ event. That really tries to come to terms with not only who Jesus was, but how Jesus has an impact historically and today, not just on humans' lives, but on the universe. And so, again, we have to use language, we have to use metaphors. But one of the things that I really value about the Catholic Church is the Church has never endorsed one of these theories of atonement. The Church has never come out and said, this is exactly how God brought about salvation. That for sure, they talk about salvation being kind of inaugurated way back in even maybe perhaps with like the creation event, that God's desire has always been for creation to be at one, to be peaceful and harmonious. And of course, you guys know human nature. You know what it's like to be human. We even talked about this a little bit earlier. But when you're reading all of these, really come to terms and understand that, like, if you're going to prod the mysteries of salvation, like you have to be a saint. And so I really appreciate that the Church has never come out and said, oh, this is exactly how salvation happened. And I think that's good. Yeah, because some of the atonement theory, some of the ways that humans, and all of these are supported by the Bible, but one of the ways we try to focus or to come to terms with this is people focus on the life of Jesus. Others focus primarily on the death of Jesus, and then still others focus primarily on the resurrection. So what I'm going to encourage you guys to do is, when you're reading these, put all three of these together. You can't really just separate those and to say that salvation happened because of just one of those things. So one of the things I think that really you need to pay attention to in this chapter as well is how Christians deal with salvation as the antithesis of sin. So if sin is the problem, salvation is the solution. And you're going to hear in other video lectures that the way in which Christians define the word sin is estrangement, is broken relationships. And so if the problem is a broken relationship between humanity and God, between humans and other humans, between humans and creation, then what salvation does is it reconciles those broken relationships. You can probably think of times in your own life where you have had a relationship break, whether it be temporarily or for a long time. And that is a way in which we can talk about sin as like this breaking of relationships. It's much more profound than like, kicking a grandma, like that's sinful, or like cheating on a test or whatnot. But like sin is a condition. We're going to read that as we're doing this unit too. So Christians, you see this in the letters of Paul in the New Testament, but they've long argued that Jesus is the new Adam, is the recapitulation of Adam. In other words, what happened in like our ancestors, what went wrong with humanity, with you and me, Christians say is somehow repaired, is restored in Jesus. And so pay special attention to the chart on page 93. So again, this chapter I think is a really good chapter, but you need to really understand the way in which theologians have to use language to try to portray something that is in many ways beyond our own very limited words.